5 greatest Arsenal strikers since Thierry Henry left. The Premier League's best foreign import. Those are just some phrases that are mentioned when people talk of Thierry Henry. With 227 goals in all competitions for the Gunners, the Frenchman remains Arsenal's leading goalscorer, ahead of the likes of Ian Wright and the legendary Ted Drake and Alan Smith. Roll back to 2012. Thierry Henry returned to Arsenal on loan from New York Red Bulls during the MLS off-season. Drawing against Leeds United in the FA Cup with 22 minutes remaining, Arsene Wenger gave Thierry his second debut. Just 12 minutes after returning, Henry gave Arsenal the lead and a win with a trademark finish. The Frenchman took the ball in his stride from Alexander Song, before curling one past the goalkeeper to the far post. What followed was nothing short of emotional. The legend had returned. Wenger and Henry hugged it out on the touchline and Arsenal were through to the next round. Ever since he departed the club for Barcelona, it's difficult to say as to whether Arsenal have replaced him. And with that being said, here are Arsenal's 5 best forward players since 2008. Number 5, Andrei Arshavin. Perhaps someone fans didn't expect to see on this list. It was between the Russian and Lukas Podolski, and although Andrei Arshavin often played on the left of a front three, he did play centrally on some occasions for the Gunners. There's no doubt he'll be known for his 4 goals at Anfield against Liverpool and that screamer against Manchester United, but what many don't understand is why he got so much hate. Although he barely tracked back and was often labeled as lazy, going forward the pint-sized Russian was a joy to watch. In just 145 games in all competitions for Arsenal, Arshavin scored 31 and assisted 46. It's fair to say that's a decent return. Perhaps later in his Arsenal career the Russian became homesick, and so a return to Zenit St. Petersburg on loan came around. After that, he returned to Arsenal but only managed 11 games in all competitions the following season, before being subsequently sold to the Russian powerhouse. Number 4, Emmanuel Adber. After the Frenchman had departed the club for Barcelona in 2007 for around £20 million, Arsene Wenger made Emmanuel Adber the main striker at Arsenal, and rightly so. The Togo international flourished at Arsenal when leading the Gunners' attack. Starting what would be his 3rd season for Arsenal, Adber missed just 2 Premier League fixtures whilst he found the net on 24 occasions, which included a spell of 9 goals in just 7 games. An eye for goal. The following season the Togolese forward averaged just less than a goal every other game. A ratio that any modern-day forward can be proud of. His goal-scoring habits after the departure of Henry ultimately resulted in Adber's departure to Manchester City in 2009. Number 3, Olivier Giroud. Although many Arsenal fans may not rate Olivier Giroud, there's no doubting his finishing prowess. With 69 goals in 164 Premier League games, the Frenchman is also a huge team player under Arsene Wenger, having assisted on 27 occasions. To come over from France and score 11 Premier League goals in your debut season is never an easy thing to do. The Frenchman seemed to have settled very quickly in London whilst he remained Arsenal's main outlet for much of his Gunners' career. strong in the air and having the ability to hold up the ball, Giroud is a different striker to those that have previously succeeded Thierry Henry. Arriving from Montpellier in a deal little over £10 million, the 30-year-old has certainly played his role at the Emirates in the past few seasons, which has seen Arsenal win 3 FA Cups and 2 Community Shields. His 5 seasons in the Premier League has seen the 30-year-old net double figures, and although he started just 11 times in Arsenal's previous campaign, he still remains a key asset to Wenger's side. Number 2, Robin van Persie. Deemed as a Judas by many Arsenal fans, Robin van Persie left the club for Premier League rivals Manchester United in 2012 after 8 years under Arsene Wenger. Despite the slow start to life in London following his move from Feyenoord in 2004, Van Persie, like Edber, is another forward that excelled following the departure of Henry. Once Edber had left for the blue side of Manchester, Van Persie was tasked with leading the line. And that he did. The 2010-11 season saw the Dutchman score 18 Premier League goals in just 25 games after missing 1/4 of the season through injury. The following year, Van Persie had his best season to date. In all competitions, the forward scored 37 goals in 48 games. Despite the prolific goal-scoring of the Dutchman, Arsenal were once again unable to win any silverware, which resulted in a move to Manchester United the following season, joining Alex Ferguson. Number 1, Alexis Sanchez. Before the arrival of Alexander Lacazette last week, Alexis Sanchez was Arsenal's highest ever spend on a transfer. Coming from Barcelona in 2014, where he played predominantly on the right under Pep Guardiola, the Chilean has played more centrally under Wenger, which has certainly paid its dues. Without the goals of Alexis this season, Arsenal perhaps wouldn't have even finished 5th, behind Liverpool. His goal against Southampton in May kept Arsenal's top 4 hopes alive, but unfortunately, those teams above them were just too strong during the 2016-17 Premier League. In just 3 seasons at the club, the Chilean has scored 72 goals in 144 games. Considering he only made the switch centrally this season, that's some return for the 28-year-old, who has been linked to a reunion with Guardiola at Manchester City, and whilst the forward is yet to decide on his Gunners' future, fans will be hoping he remains at the Emirates. What Arsenal need to do now is keep hold of Alexis and Mesut Ozil, and with the addition of Lacazette, Wenger really could turn the North London club into a powerful outfit this season.